Good morning, everyone. I'm Himabindu, Assistant Professor in the ECE department. Today, I'll be demonstrating the CO, PO, PSO attainment process for the course Microprocess and Microcontrollers. CO, PO, PSO attainment is a structured approach used in the outcome-based education to measure how well these outcomes are achieved by the students. We begin by mentioning the essential information regarding the course, name of the course code, batch, regulation, semester, etc. Then we'll define the outcomes, program outcomes, which are the broader outcomes expected from all the graduates of the program as defined by the NBA. Next, program specific outcomes, which are specifically defined by the department program assessment committee. Here, 6 levels of the Bloom's taxonomy are included to indicate the depth of learning associated with each course outcome. Course outcome, which are the measurable learning outcomes of a specific course, microprocess and microcontrollers with the Bloom's taxonomy level. Next, how program outcomes are assessed. The program assessment of the program outcomes is carried out through various tools like marks in the assignment, tech talk, mid-examination, external examination. Similarly, the assessment of the program specific outcomes is also carried out through the same tools. Next, mapping of CO, PO, CO, PSO. Each CO is mapped to relevant POs and PSOs using correlation levels. If the level of correlation is, they are highly correlated, they are mapped with level 3. If they are moderately correlated, they are mapped with level 2. If they are lightly correlated, mapped with level 1. Then course outcome assessment. To evaluate CO, two types of assessments are used: direct assessment, indirect assessment. Direct attainment is based on the student's performance in the mid-examinations, assignments, tech talks, and semester examination. Indirect attainment is derived from the course and survey using weighted average method. Here, 90% weightage is assigned to the direct attainment process and 10% weightage is assigned to the indirect attainment process while calculating the overall CO attainments. Next, course outcome attainment. Each CO evaluation is based on a set threshold value, that is 60% for the internal examination and pass mark for the end semester examination. If the percentage of students scoring above the threshold is greater than or equal to 80%, the attainment level is 3. If that range is between 70 to 79, the attainment level is 2. If the range is between 60 to 69, the attainment level is 1. Similarly, for the end semester examination, the percentage of students scoring above the pass mark is greater than or equal to 80%, the attainment level is 3. If the range is 70 to 79, attainment level is 2. If the range is 60 to 69%, attainment level is 1. Here, the consolidated marks for the internal assessment, such as mid-examination, tech talks, assignments, are shown here. For the mid-examination, we use the question-wise marks, which will be detailed later. For the assignments and tech talks, we consider the consolidated marks. For the assignment and tech talk, we consider here 5 marks as the maximum mark. Here, number of students attempted assignments and tech talks are 263. Number of students scoring above the threshold value is 253. That is 60% of the maximum mark. The percentage of students scoring above the threshold is 96.19% here, which is greater than the 80%. The attainment level is 3. Here for the mid-1 examination, we are considering the question-wise marks. For the mid-examination 1, we consider the first half of the syllabus, which is the first 2.5 units. So the affected COs are CO1, CO2, and CO3. So these are the final attainment values of the CO1, CO2, CO3 in the mid-examination 1. This final attainment of CO1 or any particular CO is calculated by taking the average of attainment values achieved by that CO. For example, this CO1 final attainment value is calculated by taking the average of attainment value of this CO1, attainment value of CO1 here, and here attainment value of CO1 and this CO1 attainment value. By taking the average of these 4 attainment values, we'll get the final attainment value of that CO. Similarly, for CO2 and CO3. These are the question-wise marks we consider for the mid-examination 2. For the mid-examination 2, we consider the second half of the syllabus. So the affected COs are CO3, CO4 and CO5. Similarly, here we are considering the final attainment value of any CO can be calculated by taking the average of attainment values achieved by that CO. Next, it is a table for the direct attainment. Till now, we calculated the attainment values of individual CO through the assignments, tech talks, mid-examinations. We also required the end semester examination to calculate the direct attainment value. So we are considering here the question-wise marks of each student in the end semester examination. So these are the final CO attainment values in end semester examination. So this final attainment value is calculated of any CO is calculated by taking the average of attainment values achieved by that CO. So these overall CO attainment values in end semester examinations are copied here. Now the overall direct attainment value of each CO is calculated by assigning 30% weightage to the internal assessment and 70% weightage to the end semester examination. Here we calculated the direct CO attainment values. Next process is indirect attainment. Indirect attainment values are derived from the course and survey using weighted average method. For course and survey, we usually create a Google form where questionnaires are the COs itself. Students can opt level 1, 2, or 3 for any CO. For example, CO1 indirect attainment value is calculated. Here 1 into number of students opted 1 for CO1 plus 2 into number of students opted 2 for CO1 plus 3 into number of students opted 3 for CO1 divided by total number of students. Similarly, similarly for all the remaining COs, we calculated the indirect attainment values. Here the number of students opted level 3 for CO1 for all the COs at 263 and number of students participated at 263. So the percentage of students scoring above threshold is 100% here, which is greater than the 80%. So the attainment level is 3. The indirect attainment value of individual COs are 3 here. So the overall CO attainment. The overall CO attainment is calculated by considering the direct CO attainment levels and indirect CO attainment levels. Direct CO attainment levels we calculated by considering the student performance in the mid-examination, assignments, tech talks, end examination. And here indirect CO attainment is derived from the course and survey using weighted average method. Here overall CO attainment values are calculated by assigning the 90% weightage to the direct CO attainment and 10% weightage to the indirect CO attainment. So here are the overall attainment values of individual COs by considering these weightage. And now we calculate the average CO value, which is based for the calculation of the PO attainments. For this course, it is 2.73. By taking the average of all the individual overall CO attainments, we can calculate this average CO value. Next, SEO Action Plans. SEO Action Plan helps improving teaching and learning by addressing how well each CO is achieved. If a CO is below the target, corrective plans are taken. If it is meets or exceeds the target, steps are planned to maintain or to improve it. Next, program outcomes attainment. These are the weighted average values which we calculated from the course articulation matrix at the starting of this phase. This process calculates the PO and PSO attainment values using the weighted average method based on the CO average value. For this course, CO average value is 2.73. These are the individual PO attainment values for this course, which serves as the input for calculating the overall PO and PSO attainment for this student batch. Thank you.